What's your business worth? Interesting question. Everybody's got an idea. And anybody who sells a business for a profession will tell you all sellers think it's worth more than it is, and all buyers think it's worth less. That's the world, even though you and I think we're special. So let's talk about how to step into that world effectively. Number one, what does worth mean? What that means is what you will get after tax. If you own the whole thing, what are you going to walk away with? And the you may be your family or whomever. And then here's the tough one. You don't decide how much your business is worth. The market does. The market is a combination of some potential buyers, some experience from other businesses, and you bought a home, so you know how that works, and you're subject to the market. And so the smart guy figures out a way to do things that will cause the market to value your business more highly, which is not always what you think is most important. But there are some things that are always true. There are two factors that drive the value of your business above everything else. One of them is future profit, which you get, and the other one is risk. And think about it this way, if you're a buyer, you're thinking about buying a business. What you're buying is cash flow out into the future, really, to be cold about it. And one of your questions is, how likely is this going to happen? Is it a lead pipe cinch? Is it, you got to be kidding? Is it a stretch, but whoa, it's a home run? What's the risk? And here's how this works then. If you want your business to be worth more, this is not complicated, you want the risk to go down, right? And you want future profit to go up. Yeah, okay, so what can you do about that? Well, interestingly enough, there is a way, sort of a keyhole to peer through to figure this out, and this keyhole is called valuation. So we're going to talk about where that comes from. This is one of those things that everybody talks about, except often we're not quite sure. So let's take this apart right now. So there are sort of 4 steps in the valuation triangle. And the first one is profit. And I mean earnings, I mean profit and loss statement. I mean how much profit pre-tax does the business earn at the end of a year? Okay, profit. Everybody knows that number. If for no other reason than you pay taxes from it and your banker wants to know if you got a banker. Okay, number 2, little less well known, EBITDA. Everybody thinks they know what EBITDA is, they don't. We'll make this simple for now, and it's earnings, that's profit, before you pay interest on your debt, taxes, depreciation on equipment, and amortization if you have amortization, which has to do with goodwill and some other things that accountants worry about. Don't worry about that right now. So let's just stop and let's imagine that if your business is making $1 million a year, $1 million a year, and if your business is making half of that, you can adjust. Then your EBITDA is probably $1.2 million. It might be more, don't worry about it. For our purposes, and this is the critical number, okay? Critical in the valuation. The next one is called the multiple. Well, what's that? Well, remember we talked about risk? Multiple is a simple-minded way of assessing what's the risk that the cash is actually going to come in the future to a future buyer. And multiples of EBITDA, which is one of the 2 common ways of valuing a business, typically range from 2 to about 10. So there's quite a range, and so it does matter that you know, but for now let's take 4, which is a safe, very conservative figure. So if your EBITDA is $1.2 million and your multiple is 4, then the valuation, which won't fit in the square, is 4 times $1.2 million, or $4,800,000. So just a minute here. So you're making $1 million a year, but your business is worth $4.8 million. $4.8 million. Stop and think about that. So first of all, this is essential for you to understand, because this $4.8 million is what you get when ultimately you sell it, what you give to your family. So this is the number you should be paying attention to. And in fact, once you're profitable, manage to this number, not this number. That's what the smart person does. Okay, so you see how the basics of the business work, and you can see that if you start right now, you can boost the valuation of your business. You can do that. What are you waiting for?